I wrote down names of artists I wanted to work with.
No, wait, why are you guys always writing down there?
Yeah, so the way I always tell people, like, you have to manifest it though. Like, right now, I would like to see after this interview, one day you are going to look back and I said I was going to work with Drake, and it's going to happen. You know?
People ask me where I get all my energy from. From the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god. And you can be one too.
You're listening to Adeshokwe Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Adeshokwe Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, where we break down the hottest topics in the culture. And sometimes I'm joined in the studio, most times I'm joined in the studio by a guest one-on-one to get into it knee-deep. As always, we appreciate the subscriptions, likes, comments. Keep those numbers going up. The bigger our platform gets, the better we're in position to promote our own culture without waiting for others. This is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and be yourself. Stay energized. This is for us, by us. So make sure you go to energygod.com. And, of course, we need your support there. As always, iconicdistro.com if you'd like to distribute your music, any information about distributing music, content marketing, content distribution, iconicdistro.com. Now, in the studio with me for the first time is a super producer, super hit maker, platinum hit making machine all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Willis. Give that.
Baba, this guy, man.
Listen, hey, my brother, I've heard that sound of your name.
Yeah.
It'll be close to 10 years. It'll be like at least like 7 years or something that we've been hearing your name.
Yeah.
Before 2018.
Yeah, you're very, very correct. Because it was 2018 I had my first big song.
Wow. Talk to me. Where did this whole thing start for Willis?
Me as a music producer started as me as a church boy.
Oh, my church don't produce musicians. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, I started off in the church. I still play in the church because anytime I say I started off in the church, they're like, I've left the church. But I've not left the church. I still play very much. I play drums. Okay. And I play the keyboard. I still play drums very much in my home church back home in Abuja when I go home.
So you were born and raised in Abuja?
Yes.
What tribe are you from?
I'm Bagi by tribe, so I'm indigenous Abuja. So they call me the prince.
Wow. Yeah, talk to me, church.
So, yeah, started from church. My elder brother is also a musician. He's a gospel artist. His name is Willis. And, yeah, he's part of the reason why I'm a producer because, like, I used to play the drums. I mean, I still play the drums, but, like, because I'm not always playing every time. But, yeah, he would always tell me, like, you should, go into production. And my brother started producing as well. And then from there, he kept encouraging me. It was like, you should try, go into production. And someone introduced me to FL Studio.
Oh.
And big shout out to him. His name is Yisheng. And yeah, I started using it for loops, just like so when I play drums in church,
keep on
playing on top of it. But then from there, I started like picking up interest. And from there, I was like, okay, maybe I can try something. And then I started, my first way back there was in secondary school. They would be like, please, make me a soundtrack. That's what they used to call it back there. Make me a soundtrack and I'll make it. And then they'll give me thank you.
No, in secondary school?
They'll give me thank you. So, like, I'll use that one to use that one. I just hold body. So, I think
what were they doing with the music? People were just recording on it.
To be honest, that was the period where Leeway was everything. I remember then I wasn't being named Young Willis then.
Oh.
Because everybody was influenced by Leeway.
Lil Wayne. Everybody was young something.
Yes. So everybody was really just trying to, like, rap. Because I rap as well. I sing as well. Yeah, but we'll get to that. Yeah. So I picked the interest from there. And then I think where I got very serious with me as a music producer was my university. I did a song with one of my friends and it was really big. And it went from my school which is Afrobeats University, to Covenant University, and people knew the song but didn't know the artist. Like,
no way.
Yeah, so
Afrobeats is in Ado-Ekiti.
Yes.
So you studied in Ado-Ekiti?
Yes, international relations.
I studied in Ado-Ekiti too.
Oh yeah.
It's called University of Ado-Ekiti now. At that time, it was called Usua.
Wow.
Exactly. Great.
That's so nice.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. So, talk to me about your inspiration. Like,
Right.
what type of music did you listen to growing up?
Right.
What was it like growing up in the house musically? Because I always want to tap into a producer's mind to be able to create such incredible music that we hold on to for our lives. Where did it all start?
Yeah, I would say, like you said, family. My dad had so much collection. He used to have all this Bob Marley. I think the songs that really influenced me or the artists then, because my dad would play Bob Marley, what's this? Lucky Dube, and there was this other Dolly Parton.
Wow.
So these are the kind of people I was listening to growing up.
That music.
Yeah, and then because like my dad also could play the guitar. So like my whole family, everybody is blessed, talent-wise, they could play an instrument. So yeah, I picked that up, and then, but me particularly, I would say it's hip hop that did it for me. You know, I fell in love with hip hop.
You were target.
Yeah, because pastor soul is like But yeah, I really loved hip hop. But I would say that's where I really got my inspiration, and from there, I would say, different things inspire me. I really love to listen to anything that would just, blow my mind. Like, I like electronic music.
What?
Yeah. So,
Wait.
but this now though, but like growing up, anything that just sounds good to me would inspire me.
When you were at university and you said you made this record with, your friend,
Yeah, pretty.
you guys were just having fun. It was like you're studying,
Yeah.
and you were just having fun. It was almost like trying to get the girls type of vibe. It wasn't like we might be Lil Wayne. Or or did you think this could be something?
Well, to be honest, I would say I did believe that one day so a friend told me just after I graduated from school, he was like, Willis, you seem to be one person that I always say always knew what he wanted to do. And it's like, for me, I really just wanted to do music. But my mom was like, you know it.
Yeah, because you have to use it.
Yes, and I would say I would always accept with parents that want students to finish like school, because obviously you learn so much. At least when you have the music and then you have understanding, knowledge, you can even like find your part in the music.
And even communication.
Yeah.
You can explain yourself.
Express yourself freely, you know? So yeah, I do agree that parents always encourage, but always support us. I think they do. It's just that they're just scared like, hope you move the wrong part. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, that was basically for me, Sha. That period, I was like, you know what? I feel like this music thing, I have a chance, in the sense that when I do something that period, it was like, you're so good at this, you're so good at this. So I used to always tell myself, maybe one day I feel it. Yeah, so, and I think that that's been my biggest inspiration for me, always believing that this thing I'm doing one day can change my life, change the world, change the way people look at sound and everything.
From studying in Ado-Ekiti, finishing there, did you now hit the big time, go to Lagos, or you went back?
Oh, no. So the way it was, my progression is big shout out to Abuja, because that's where I'm from. Yeah, so the way it happened for me was, from university, I started having like a name, because they had this Abuja talent, which was the university talent.
Yeah.
I won the talent. And then...
What did you do?
So, okay, I'm also an artist.
Okay.
But yeah, so the thing is funny, because a lot of people know me for singing before my production, but the world knows me as a producer.
The underground knows you as a singer.
Yeah, not me as a producer. But, gradually we'll evolve to that part too. But yeah, I won the talent and I was singing, and they gave me a sum of 250, I think then.
250K?
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. But
boys are bold.
All of my friends dropped from that in here. You were like, why do I vote for you? but I would say winning that really inspired me. It made people also like say, oh, this guy is very good. And I called my mom. I told her that I won 250K for talent in school. She was happy. At least she was like, I'm not going to send you pocket money. I was like, no, Allah. But then after that, when I graduated, went back to Abuja, I had built a fan base from university that when I went to Abuja, I didn't know. So a promoter called me and he was like, they want to pay me to come perform in Abuja. And I was like, oh, wow. So I now have fan base. They were like, yes, because like your university, people keep calling your name. Your uncle is young. So I was like, cool. And then from there, I would say I kind of dropped the ball because I was not really trying to release music that much. Because I was also now thinking, do I actually chase music or I go and do 9 to 5? You know, so I wasn't really sure. But at the same time, I was producing. So I started producing for Abuja artists more frequently. And then gradually...
What were some of the artists you...
Morel, if you know Morel.
Early artists that you produced for?
Yeah, in Abuja, I will produce for Morel. I also produced for a gospel artist called Samsung. Yeah, I produced for him. And yeah, and people started hearing my name and they're like, oh, okay, who is this young Willis boy, you know? And big shout out to Gospel on the Beat. He's like also our pioneer producer from Abuja. And I would play in my stuff. I don't know if you know Jeremiah Gang.
Yes, that used to be Chocolate City.
Yeah, so I went to stay with him because I wanted to learn more about production. And he would tell me you're very good. And I would tell him, thank you, boss. Like, I want to learn more. He would tell me, don't worry. Just always have the mindset that you never stop learning and you would do so much. So I think from there, it got to a point where I now had to make a decision. Do I either stay in Abuja and do the work, or I actually just go to Lagos and try and promote? So I will also say a big shout out to my boss. I did internship with ECOWAS, and my boss then, while I was doing my internship, he would always see me have headphones. He would be like, what are you always doing? I'm like, I'm making beats. And he would tell me, you should always like chase your dream because it seems like you really love this. Then I was like, okay. So he told me, when you finish school, what do you want to do? I was like, so I don't know. He was like, try for a year. If it doesn't work, then you... And I would say I ran with that too. So big shout out to my boss, Mr. Alozi.
Now, a question I always want to also ask, especially knowing that Lagos is like the center of the entertainment business in Nigeria and probably Africa as well.
Yeah.
When you're from Abuja, you're far away looking at Lagos. First of all, what is the entertainment scene, the future of an Abuja artist based in Abuja, and how do you look at Lagos? What's in your mind when you're looking into that big city?
Well, it has changed now, but then it was more like you have these talents, people will love you, but they'll never really respect you because like Abuja seemed to be a place where they will support you. Like, there's love in Abuja, no doubt. But, like, then it was still more of, they will always pay the Lagos artists. And the Abuja artist is just there. They will just open, yes. So it just felt like you're never going to, like, really evolve. And I just told myself, you know what, I need to try. I just need to try. It was really not easy. And I just told myself, I would try. I left Abuja. What happened that period, actually, I lost my mom and I just made a decision. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try. There's no need to anything that happens, you know. And I took the chance. I went to Lagos. And this one part I always like to say, it was not easy. I remember I went January 20th, 2018. And nothing happened. Like, I kept working with different people. Nothing happened.
Staying with.
That's a very good one. So I just told myself, you know, I have a cousin in Lagos. I will stay with him, and his name is Faisal. But when I got to Lagos, he was not around at the moment. So I stayed with my brother's manager, and then after that, I stayed with my cousin. And yeah, from that way, I was like, you know, I'll just try and link up with artists and everything. Luckily, before I moved to Lagos, I had met MI. And MI knows me as like an artist and a producer as well. So Emma was like, you're in Lagos? I was like, yeah, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. He was like, you should, you know, come and link me up. And
I would say it's from there I met someone that I would give respect to for my career. It's like from there he told me about this music camp. Chocolate City was having a music camp, and I went for it, and I met them Young L, Dice, Ills, Dan, and everybody. And then I met someone called Chills. And Chills is part of my story. I always like to give shout out to him. He's also a producer. He's the one who produced Pop Daddy. Yeah, so, and Adekunle Gold. Wow. Road. Yeah. That's Chills. Chills made it.
No.
And that's my brother for life, yeah. So I met him there, and he was like, "You're a good producer. Who have you worked with?" I said, "Well, I just came from Abuja. I don't really know so many people. If you could introduce me to people." And he was like, "All right, cool. Have you worked with Fowls?" I was like, "I've not, but I would like to." Because I wrote down names of artists I wanted to work with.
No, wait. Why are you guys always writing down names?
Yeah, so the way I always tell people, like, you have to manifest it, though. It's like, right now, I would like to say after this interview, one day you're probably going to look back and I said I was going to work with Drake, and it's going to happen. You know, I feel like when you put it out in the world and you keep believing and you keep working, when the opportunity comes, it's like, it's just going to happen. So I wrote down Fowl's name. I wrote Tiwa Savage. I wrote Timaya, Patorankin. And I was like, oh, it's one of the people that I want to work with. And then he introduced me to Fowl's. And I would say he was so nice, you know, and he was easy. I played him some beats. Funny enough, the first beat I played for him is the song Nami Tokamu. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Anything I do, maybe Tokam again.
Hey, Tokam again. Yeah. No way.
That was actually my first beat I ever played for Fowl's. And then, but that was not the first song that we released. The first song we released was Sweet Boy, and that was my big break.
That was the big break.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, for a long time, Young Willis to me was almost like Fowl's and Young Willis.
Yeah.
It felt like you were the only producer he was working with.
Yeah, I've heard that several times.
How much time were you spending together? How much music did you make with Fowl's after that initial meeting?
Well, to be honest, when I even met him that time, I didn't even have transport to go to that session. Today, my brother always reminds me that I was the one who sent you money to go to have that session. So yeah, I always say, okay, no problem, I'll pay you back, which I'm still paying today.
But yeah, on now forever.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, with Fowl's is a very easy person. I would also say he's a friend.
Oh,
you know, most times producer and artists, they can be friends, and sometimes they might not have that, you know, friendship outside the work part. Yeah. But I would say Fowl's is a friend, and he's a genuine person. He would always just, you know, he would make it so easy because of the energy, the chemistry. It's like, let's vibe. What do you feel like? And Fowl's is easy to learn. Like, if you tell him, I think this is where sound is going to, he's down. Like, I remember when we did Squander. That was when Amapiano was just coming to Nigeria. So at that period, I would humbly like to say that we're the first people to tap into, because I had Highway and Squander that same period.
You made Highway?
Yeah, if you know the idea. Yeah. So
no way.
Yeah. So that period, I remember I told him, I was like, I think this is where sound is going to, and he's very open. So I was like, okay. So I will say for him, the reason why we're able to make so much song, and the reason why it seemed like me and Fowl's had so many songs, is because he's very easy, and like he's open to whatever I'm telling him, like, let's do. You know? Yeah. Fino too is like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fino too is like that. I mean, there's some artists that I really have good relationship with. Timaya, Fowl's, Patorankin, Fino. Those are my guys.
You work with them consistently too. You work with you.
It's like family.
You make a lot of records with. I was speaking to Jason about where the producers are now, where receiving your credits is no longer kind of like a difficult conversation to have. What's that like for you? How was your experience changed from 2018, Young Willis in the game, trying to get credit for production he's done, to 2024, where you got monster hit records behind your back? You don't even have those conversations anymore. Management and lawyers are the ones that send emails. What's it like now?
I mean, I'm always humble regardless. I always thank God for bringing me this far. I think that the music industry is not an easy place. I think that you can be here today and you can be no more tomorrow. So yeah, I'm always just grateful. I always thank God for it, and I always just stay humble, and I just keep reminding myself that like I have to just keep going. I have to keep going, and I would say it's a good feeling. I won't lie. Right now, producers are being recognized. I'm happy that like Chasing was here, you know, and that's my brother too. He's an Abuja boy as well, and a lot of us, we just believe that, okay, we have this thing. We didn't really know how it's going to turn out for us. I mean, obviously want to make money from it, but we don't even know how big it can be for us, you know, and how big it's still going to be for us because we're still pushing. But I would say we're just grateful right now. I particularly am grateful for where music has brought me. I'm sitting down with you, an OG in the game, you know, and
I'm happy to see
much respect, you know, so I'm glad.
Talk to me about, you're making hit records now. Is there pressure when you go into the studio? If a Timaya calls now and says, "Yeah, yo, Willis,"
I think honestly, I don't have pressure right now. There's no more pressure. I would say when I had pressure was my first, like when I had like that. When Highway came out, it was a monster.
Yes,
so Highway was a lot of pressure for me because everybody who called me would be like, "I want the beat to sound like this. I want the beat." So the pressure was a lot. Then after that, I had Cold Outside. It's so cold outside.
It's so cold outside.
Yeah.
Where were we? The carnival this year.
Yeah.
So we went to the carnival this year, and when we had finished we went to the Afrobeats corner. We finished there.
Yeah.
And we're going back to the train station. Myself, DJ Lanre, Michael Tubes, a couple of us.
Yeah.
And we got to this stand where that stand was, they only play root rock reggae.
Oh, wow.
It's a sound system. The man that's leading the sound system has dreadlocks that's almost touching the ground. His beard is white and grey. And he's been playing Bob Marley, that type of music.
Yeah.
And when we got there, we were already dancing to One Love. He just changed it to It's So. Like, I lost my mind. Not only was I surprised that he was playing like an Afrobeats record, but I was just surprised that he chose that record.
Wow. I would like, that song is a big one for me. I have a lot of songs that have changed my life. Cold Outside changed my life. Celebrate Me, Patoranking changed my life. I also co-produced Buga with Kiss Daniel.
No way.
Yeah, so it's me, Blaze, and Reward. That changed my life too. Mufasa with Techno, Call Me Mufasa. That one changed my life.
Wow.
Right now, I would say big things. You will like, it's just crazy.
Wait. You know that's my favorite record right now.
Oh, wow.
You know my favorite album right now, 2024, is Young Jonn.
Yeah, no, Young Jonn, Jiggy for
Jiggy. Shout out to my brother Jiggy, man. He knows that. And Big Things is I just love. That's just a massive record.
Yeah. Jiggy's I mean, everybody knows Jiggy.
That's a legendary producer.
Yeah, so Jiggy is dope. And I think for that record, the way everything happened, I would just say, you know, stars aligned. So, yeah.
That's crazy. You mentioned something briefly.
Yeah.
You touched on the fact that you lost your mom.
Oh, yeah.
And your life and you made decisions at the time. Talk to me about that experience, that period. What was that like?
I mean, so that period, it was also the period where I just finished my university. And, you know, when you finish university, you're like, what's the next step to go? And she was sick. And she was always supportive, though. So that period, I also did a show in Abuja. So I did a festival in Abuja. It's called Willis Give Them Festival. And people came out for that, too. I was able to, like, you know, do bring some Abuja, you know, the Abuja artists here to it and everything. But like, I remember that period, I didn't even have money to pay for the venue. So I told my mom, I was like, I'm trying to do this. Can you support me? She's like, fine. And she supported me. And it was also hard because she was in the hospital that period while I was still trying to, like, you know, plan the whole festival that period. And it just happened like 3 days after I'd done the event and it was a success. I was happy, and then I got the news. So it was hard for me, but like, I'm a child of God. I believe in Jesus, and my understanding is that like when you live here, you go up there. So I didn't have any, doubt. I was like, I trust mom. She said she did that side, so that's what.
That's amazing. You mentioned that you still go to church. You still play in the church whenever. So how often are you? Because I saw you in Houston in July.
Yeah.
Now you're in London. You basically been between America and London for like 2 or 3 months. So you've been away from home for a while.
Yeah.
How often do you go into the church and do you have to sign autographs and take pictures when you're there?
So these are works. Thank God for online.
Oh, you join church service online?
Oh, I have to join church service online. And then I also like to like go to other churches. Like, we're serving, same God if we have same beliefs and everything. But yeah, I do. If I meet a friend and he's like, oh, come to my church, I'm like, okay. I do go and I just like try to worship. I remember when I was in Dallas, actually, there's I think a Redeemed church I went to. I can't remember the name, but a friend invited me there and I went there. It was nice too. So yeah, I really just try to, keep my faith strong. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but like I really just try to keep my faith strong. And I always remind myself that whatever I have is given to me by Him, and like I just keep pushing, and just trust that He's gonna take me way bigger than my dreams and wherever I thought I would be. So
there's so many ills in this industry.
Yeah.
Drugs, excesses.
Oh yeah.
How do you navigate that?
Honestly, I've heard that question several times. I personally, my own way of doing things is just like I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. And the ills and all those things for me is just to always remind myself that, bro, these things can just, these things can actually just take you out of what you're trying to, where you're trying to get to, think you're part your destination. So I always try to remind myself that whatever you're doing, you do small, though. Like, don't do too much. And there's something I remember Jason said, when you're cold, you're cold. And when you're hot, you're hot. The way the music industry is, it's like if you're not hot and you're not giving them a sound, they're going to forget you. So one of the biggest things that every creative right now, or a producer must do, including artists, must have that self-discipline, to know what would keep you going. Because like consistency is just how you stay in the industry. So I personally just remind myself that, bruh, we have to, like my name, I have to keep giving them. So, yeah. Me and Timaya did a song and we named it Giving Them, and it was literally called this. Timaya was like, literally he said, Willis, you have to keep giving them, and that's how it came up.
So that's where the Willis did them.
Yeah.
You kept the tag.
No,
the tag has always been there.
The tag has always been there, but like the message about like me staying consistent, and
you have to keep
just like back to back. And I would say God has been helping me. I think in my career, almost every year I do have a hit.
Big one.
So yeah, I'm grateful to God for that.
So as a producer, you've consistently had hit records and your career's grown since 2018.
Oh yeah.
But you also, before becoming a superstar producer, was a budding artist, singer.
Yeah.
You're probably still doing reference tracks for artists so that this is the melody you want them to. You write a lot for them. When you are in your bedroom by yourself, do you still envision Willis as a superstar singer in front of thousands of people? Come on, tell me this, brother. I don't see that picture. Talk to me.
I do see that picture, but I would say I where I am right now is I just don't want to rush anything. I feel like I released a song last year with Mr. Easy. It's called Happy, and I was saying I released the song. So the thing is, I feel like the way people say it, it's like when you're a producer, you can't be an artist. When you're an artist, you can't be a producer. I like, my mentor is Kanye West. Like, I love Kanye. And I love Pharrell Williams. And when it comes to sound-wise, I saw the way they did their stuff. They respected for them being like dope producers and also them being dope artists. And I think that is possible.
Absolutely. And Manny Berry, we've seen a couple.
Thank you. And I think I want to head to that direction, but I just don't want to be fast about it or rush into it. Yeah, but I definitely see that picture that you just I see that.
At the O2 Arena,
One day,
Willis.
maybe this will be a reference video. We look back and be like,
sold out.
There was one time like this. Willis said this, and now he's doing it. But I mean, when it happens, I always believe that when you manifest things, they always happen. So I do believe that, yeah, it's gonna happen. Maybe 3 years or 4 years from now, maybe.
So the big artists, obviously we're always putting competition. Oh, Davido, Wizkid, or Burna Boy. Is that the same energy with the producers where you looking at each other like, I'm gonna get you? Yeah, I got you.
Well, I would say, I personally, I don't do that because, like I said, I understand that it's by God's grace that we're all here being relevant. Like, you can be cold, you can be hot. So I don't see the need of me trying to do like, I'm going to get you when I know that if I don't have a hit, I don't.
He already got me if I don't have a hit.
So I don't put my mind towards that. I just always focus on myself and tell myself, just keep pushing. But for the most part, I do have good friendship with a whole lot of producers. Jason, I'm cool with him. I'm cool with Blaze. I'm cool with a whole lot of producers. London, Osedikos.
That's one man.
That's my guy too, and yeah, I don't really think that there's bad energy in the whole producer scene.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've seen any. But I think that it won't be smart for us to go that route. Yeah. And I think that everybody respects everybody. I respect SARS because, I mean, he came way long before us. I respect Mastercraft, Don Jazzy. Every producer who was there before me, I don't see that. And between our peers, I haven't seen that energy. So I think we're good.
2 final questions. Okay. One would be, if you're speaking to a young budding producer now, what would be the key advice that you'd like to drop for a young producer right now?
For a young producer right now, the first advice would be master your craft. Like, know that you're sure about what you are doing in the sense of like with sound. And then you also need to create connections, networking. You have to also always try to just connect with the artists, reach out to them. It's not easy. I would say that's one of the hardest part. But then you have to do that. Another essential part that I would say is very important for a young producer is also try and study music business, I feel like that's one part that a lot of producers need to also learn. I personally set out like an hour a day just to like research and because me, I like to be good with my money part.
Fine, go with your money.
Yeah, I like to be good with the money part, and I would say, that's a very important part that I would also like. But then again, you must pay your dues. And while you're paying your dues, you must understand that it's 2 things. It's either you're making money or you're making value. And sometimes you might not make money, but it will create value. And that value will bring money. Yeah, so I feel like you just have to know how to, pick which one you're going to. And then I would always say pray, because I personally always believe that like most of the times that I was able to work with these big artists, I actually made a little prayer like, God, let this just turn out to be something big. And he actually did. So I would say pray. And then I would just also say, stay free, open your mind, keep learning.
Absolutely. And finally, any artists out there that you haven't been in the studio with, whether it's Afrobeats or any other genre around the world that you'd like to lock in the studio with, somebody that you think, we could, I know that if me and this guy entered the studio, we could make magic.
As Afrobeats or in the world?
Afrobeats and in the world.
Okay. Well, Afrobeats, I would say I've worked with so many people that I really wanted to work with. I got in the studio with Davido, and we did Legends Can Never Die. And I would love to do that again with him. I work with Wiz, but when the song never came out. But yeah, I would still love to work with him. Burna Boy as well. I would like to work with Burna Boy. I've never been in the studio with Omali, but I feel like if we said that, we'll be able to come up with something crazy. Also, Tiwa Savage, we worked, but like we haven't really like done so much. Yeah, so I would say Tiwa Savage. But then outside Afrobeats, Drake,
Treasy.
like
Drake,
The
and
number
then Chris Brown. I'm a big fan of Chris Brown.
But you've been in LA and Houston.
Honestly,
Go look for this guy, bro.
Honestly, if you have the content, help me,
You
brother.
been in LA. Have you been trying to? Have you
Honestly,
tried?
Like I said, you know when you said, I said one of the hardest part is always connecting to, because right, there's a whole lot of process. There's the manager, there's the A&R, there's like a whole lot of people you're trying to get through before you get to the artist.
Well, you need to get to him direct because he's a music guy.
Yeah, I strongly feel like if I get in the studio with Chris Brown, smash.
We're gonna chop this up.
Smash.
We'll make sure
Smash.
this is
Chris Brown, smash. Straight up. Drake, smash.
smash straight up.
Straight up. Like I would probably like work on that beat for like 2 weeks. Touching it and this beat.
Cook the beast well.
I never see her, you know. No, but I definitely want to work with them.
You know,
Those
definitely.
people. But I worked with Ludacris of recently.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully when it comes out, you guys
That'll
will
be
like it
amazing.
too. Yeah.
Listen, I'm a big fan of yours. Very proud of
so
what
much, Baba.
the value you've brought to this game.
Thank you so much.
The music, the musicality, your energy, your demeanor has always been the same ever since I met you physically. And, you know, listening to your story tells me a lot about the kind of person you are and where you're coming from. And it shows me where you're going to go as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my brother.
Thank you.
Willis, give that!
Thank you.
And catch us again on the next episode.
Yeah.
My brother. Oh, that was deep, man. I was...
The Afrobeats Podcast.
Right. Resume got that sauce.